Okay, a little backstory behind my family. I come from a family full of psychics and I have some powers. I'm an empath and I have felt others' feelings. It's not a good feeling. But before I start rambling, let's get into this. Well, I was 6 years old and I was getting ready to go to bed. And I went to bed, and before I was about to go to sleep, there was a knocking on my window. I live on the second story, and it was not. So what could it have been? And it couldn't be a person, 'cause there was a power box outside my window. It was a month or two after this, I had a dream. And note, I had this dream here recently too. But this dream was me walking through the hallway, and I went to go check on my dad, since he sleeps in the living room. So I went to wake him up. He turns on the TV, and we talk for a minute or two, and all of a sudden a black figure appears and opens the door, and then the dream. I was about 10 years old at the time, and it was around 3 o'clock a.m., which is also witch hour. I woke up and saw that same figure from my dream staring at me. Once I got up to check and see who it was, it goes through the hall, and when it goes through the hall, so do I. I go into the living room, and I remember something circling me, and then I saw a figure staring at me sitting on the love seat, and then I went into a corner and went to sleep. The reason I went into the corner is because, well, I was 10 and I was scared at the time. My first premonition. Well, I just got done talking to the YouTuber Lady Spook. I went to sleep. Note that my sister is pregnant. It will be relevant later. So I go to sleep, and the dream has me in my house, and I go outside, sitting on the porch with my laptop, and I look down to the road to see my father coming, and all of a sudden he fell over dead. Then I look at the door, and the figure from my dream and the experience when I was 10 years old was there. Note, this is 6 years later. But I started talking to my biological father on Facebook when I wake up from the dream. So I start talking to him about the nightmare, and he said death usually comes before birth. So my sister is 3 weeks to a month into her pregnancy, and this scared me half to death, 'cause she was having a lot of troubles with her pregnancy. The next day, she went to the hospital, and the hospital said she had lost her baby. It was very troubling to me. This happened. I told my mother about this, and she didn't believe me. Here recently, this thing has tried tormenting me. I still feel his presence, but here recently, he has been quiet, except I've been waking up with scratches here and there. It has been worrying me. No one knows this part yet, and it scares me because I don't want my family to get affected by this shit. Here has been all my experience.